All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us for our segment called In Case You Missed It. I'm Joy Lim Nackering here with Mr. Brooks Baptiste. How are you doing, Brooks?
Hello, Joy. I'm doing well. It's Tuesday, but as we say, I'll be better when it's Friday. But I do have some stories to get you caught up on this morning, making headlines in and around Atlanta. So let's talk about e-scooters and e-bikes. If you've ever been out there on the road riding through the city, you've probably seen these. Some of you might have even almost gotten into an accident with them, depending on who's operating one of those things. Well, they could soon be darting around the city even later. The city is considering extending the hours of operation until 2 in the morning. Now, that happens to be 2 hours later than the current curfew. Back in 2019, companies like Lime actually introduced a curfew and new regulations because, unfortunately, there were a number of deadly crashes in the city. But now, council members are arguing that it's a vital mode of transportation for people who need to access transportation at night. So the resolution is going to go before the Transportation Committee tomorrow. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But I don't know, Joy, because even when I'm riding in the morning time, there's obviously that curfew, so nobody's operating them, but I usually see the crews out and about that are picking them up to go put them back at their original stations and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't know, look, they're great until the wrong people get onto them or until we do see more deadly crashes.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Or
We
crashes.
trust people with cars, which are more dangerous. If you think
Well,
about
yeah.
it, if somebody runs you over with a scooter, you're much less likely to die.
Well, that is true, but the problem is just when people who are on the scooters or people who are in those cars clash together.
Yeah.
And
Or pull out in
obviously,
front of a
people
car or
don't even
something.
understand what those rules are. And they're like, are these e-scooters supposed to be in the bike lanes? Who has the right of way when there is a bike lane? So I don't know. We probably all could use a refresher on some of those rules on the road anyway.
I mean, yeah, and you know what? I think it's environmentally friendly.
True.
It gives
You're right about that.
people an independent way of moving around. It looks like it might even be exercise to some extent. I
Look,
don't know.
and probably cheaper than gas, even though gas
True.
prices are pretty good right now, but probably
Yeah.
even cheaper than that. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Also, Joy, can you believe it? We're already talking about the holidays. I'm telling you, look, we haven't made it to Halloween yet, but everybody's thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas
Yes.
and getting those Christmas gifts in the mail already. So we've got a couple of dates that you definitely want to make sure you mark on your calendar if you plan to send a couple of gifts to maybe some loved ones around the country and whatnot. So the Postal Service has released these dates. They say for delivery by Christmas Day, you want to make sure you put your package in the mail before December 21st. Now, that's for Priority Mail Express service, which is faster, but it usually costs you a little bit more. Less expensive options like first class mail must go out by December 18th, and the cutoff for ground service is December 16th. But something tells me, Joy, even though we'll be sharing these dates probably once a week leading up to those deadlines, people will still wait until the last
Yes,
minute. They can't help
absolutely.
themselves.
And I'll probably be one of those people. To
Me
be
too.
perfectly honest.
Even though we have to say it, we'll still find a way to be the last ones to put our stuff in the mail.
Yeah, do what we say, not what we do.
That's right. Thanks,
right.
Joy.
Thank you so much, Brooks. All right, I want to share this story about, we've been talking so much about the hurricanes, right? Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Milton, and the devastation that they've caused to so many communities. Well, Hurricane Helene damage has actually caused a critical shortage of a life-saving treatment, and it really has the medical community on edge right now. It's the damage has actually forced a dialysis fluid maker in North Carolina to close its doors. So now the Atlanta-based CDC is urging facilities to ration their supplies. Atlanta News First, Madeline Montgomery reports on this shortage.
Over 500,000 Americans are on dialysis, according to the National Kidney Fund.
Dialysis is critically important. It acts as a substitute when the kidneys stop working.
And that treatment is time-consuming. It can be done at a center like this one Dr. Frida Fisher is medical director of.
You must get it 3 times a week in order to get maximum kidney replacement therapy.
Or it can be done at home with something called peritoneal dialysis solution.
That's something that most patients do daily, and that's the dialysis that requires this special fluid that is now in shortage.
A shortage due to manufacturer Baxter International's North Cove facility flooding in North Carolina after Hurricane Helene.
For patients who do PD, they do it at home so that they can travel, they can create their own schedules, they have autonomy, they have a life where they can actually make their own schedule. If they have to change and come to in-center dialysis, well, then they're on a much stricter schedule.
And centers don't necessarily have that space.
Every clinic has limited chairs, and we have limited staff, limited nurses. And so if everyone in PD were to have to come in center, then it would be very difficult.
For now, doctors are asking patients who come into the center to stay put, and they're staying in close contact with Baxter.
If people have loved ones who are on dialysis, just check on your patients, check on your family members, your loved ones.
Thanks so much to Madeline Montgomery for that report. Okay, so going on to another story that we're following, a landscaping supply store that was days away from opening its doors is now starting again from scratch because a fire gutted its brand new building. Atlanta News First Josh Skinner spoke with the owners.
Logan and Zach Taylor had nearly reached the finish line with their manufacturing business's new location.
We did a lot of renovations on this lot and the building specifically to get it up and running.
They've been dealing with a lot of construction, both on their street and inside.
We were optimistically opening up everything, in a week or two.
That dream, the grand opening of Taylor Outdoor Supply, went up in flames Sunday night.
We got it fixed up, it was ready, and then setbacks.
According to a preliminary investigation by Cherokee Fire, the blaze was caused by a tree across the street.
It fell, it damaged the power line over there, which caused our power pole to pull off.
By sunset, a year's worth of hard work
The ceiling had come down and, there's water everywhere.
was under 6 inches of water.
It was looking pretty good in here.
Taylor Outdoor had been gearing up for pine straw season, which peaks in the fall. The brothers share the office with their wives as business. The only remains, family photos and birthday reminders.
Stuff you can't plan for and stuff you don't expect.
Now the work begins anew,
We have absolutely no plans on this stopping what we plan to put here.
because all this fire did was keep their fire burning.
Repair it, build it better, come back and open up a store where everybody can come and enjoy coming to.
Thanks so much to Josh for that report. Okay, let's talk about this nonprofit. There's a new mobile laundry service made possible because of a repurposed school bus. And it's a nonprofit teaming up with the Georgia Tech team for this mobile wash. And Atlanta News First Josh Skinner introduces us to the brain power behind it.
Most of us take laundry for granted, but machines like these are not always accessible. So why not take the machines to the people? When it comes to laundry, Nicky Crawford is a busy man.
I got to change the water supply to the direct.
You'll find him at Grady Memorial Hospital every Tuesday and Thursday.
I haven't not one day gotten up and gone, I don't feel like going down there.
That's because he serves these people using this.
The school bus that's been turned into a laundry station that has 7 washers and 7 dryers on it.
Anushka Vaidya is part of the Georgia Tech design team that set this whole thing up.
The electrical components and the water, how much space that people need to move around, how many people you want to cater to when the bus is running.
Crawford's nonprofit, Flowing with Blessings, had already served food and offered showers for the unhoused. The next step was laundry.
I just knew it was a game changer.
Crawford drew upon his own experiences growing up in a family that worked hard to get by.
They're not judged by the perception of how they look.
Flowing with Blessings does laundry for about 30 people, and the bus, bought from Montgomery County southeast of Macon, is still tinkering with keeping the lights and power consistent.
Let me look at a second back here and see something.
So while the fit is tight,
I don't know how we can play limbo here.
and there's always something to work on,
The pump is cut off.
it's Crawford's next plan to bringing scented solutions to those who need them.
But this was the right thing.
At Grady Memorial Hospital, Joshua Skinner,
Best job I've ever had. I don't make a penny out of it.
Atlanta News First.
And doing a great service for everybody as well. Thanks so much for being with us here on ANF Plus. Of course, you can get more on that and all of our top stories on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. Also by downloading our free mobile news app where you can get alerts and breaking news sent right to your phone. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to return you back to Local News Live.